Hey y'all, this is Nanjo121 coming at you with some Call of Duty Advanced Warfare gameplay. This is Hardcore Kill Confirmed on Green Band. Now, actually, that's a little bit of a lie. I'm not actually coming at you with Call of Duty gameplay. I mean, yes, it's there on the screen. But this is actually a tech demo for the PlayStation SHAREfactory. Now, let me just first off say that I am in no way, shape, or form affiliated with PlayStation, with Sony. Honestly, I'm just a Joe Schmo who bought a PlayStation last week and has been messing around with all the various built-in and available apps and stuff. And having owned a Xbox One, having played around with the Upload Studio, having really enjoyed uploading videos from Black Ops 1, and I actually never uploaded anything from Halo 3's video capture thing, but I definitely messed around with it and created screenshots and such. But as someone who really enjoys that kind of thing, this is actually a really exciting and interesting piece of software. And honestly, this is just me playing around with it and seeing what can I do with it. Because honestly, one of the things I've been most excited about with the last, or rather with this generation, with what they announced last generation about this generation, was the promise for more social media integration. And well, let me rephrase that, because I don't want Facebook on this, I don't want Twitter, but I think Microsoft at least messed around with some of that stuff last generation, and I really don't give a damn about it. But if you're watching this, you probably watch gameplay on YouTube, maybe on Twitch and whatever, and you know that as well as I know that this kind of media development and consumption is the future. This is what most people are watching. People aren't watching, HBO or Showtime or whatever like they used to. No, it's YouTube, it's Twitch. And so one of the things that was promised to us back at CES, back at E3 several years ago, was that anyone who owned a Sony PlayStation 4 or a Microsoft Xbox One would be able to easily broadcast at the press of a button. They would be able to put themselves out there, put out their commentary like what I'm doing, put out their gameplay on Twitch. Pretty much they would be able to do what the professionals are doing on YouTube right now with their several $100 capture cards, with their actual professional video editing and audio editing software. The promise was we would be able to be doing that on our machines without any additional software. Now maybe that's a little bit unrealistic. There's a reason why a capture card costs a couple of $100. There's a reason why professional devoted audio and video software are just that. They're devoted professional video editing software. But still, the promise was made, and it looked like when this generation launched that at the very least they were starting to deliver on that. Now, admittedly, I've only owned a PlayStation for about a week. I can't really talk to what the PlayStation launched with. But on the Xbox One side, I bought it around Titanfall when that came out, and streaming to Twitch was really easy, watching Twitch was really easy. But more interesting to me was there's something that they call the Upload Studio. Now, this, if you don't own an Xbox One, this is just a piece of software similar to SHAREfactory that allows you to capture your own video, highlights. Really, highlights is the most accurate word for that, because unlike what I'm doing here, which is capturing a full game of Call of Duty, it's a 10-minute clip, you really couldn't do that on the Upload Factory, and that was really sad. You were limited at most to about 30 seconds of gameplay. You would say Xbox record that, it would record that, and that's pretty much all it would do. you couldn't record, you didn't have any options to record more than 30 seconds. And if you wanted to produce something greater than that, something longer than that, the only option you really had was to string together 30-second clips, I think up to 5 of them. And that's really, I'm sorry, that's not at all exciting. That's not at all exciting to watch, it's not at all exciting to produce. Now, yes, there's some novelty and a lot of convenience in being able to say Xbox record that and recording that awesome game-winning play or that really awesome pwn, or like what I'm about to do this guy here, little camper, shooting him in the back through that lamp thing. If it was on Xbox, I would say Xbox record that. I would get a 30-second clip and recording basically that. I think it's 15 seconds before and after you say that, or something. I'm not 100% sure. But that's all I would get. Now that's great if I just want to capture little highlights of that, like that. But what if I really do want to put out content like this? What if I really want to experiment and try out actually being a YouTuber? Well, honestly, this wouldn't let you be a YouTuber. There's a lot of limitations with this software, but my god, man, if you wanted to just try it out, you know, putting content out there, recording your own game clips, recording your audio commentary, which is what I'm doing right now, adding these intro, granted they're stock intro videos, and there's an outro video at the end of this too, but adding that stuff in, you could do it. The SHAREfactory is actually enabling me to do all this. This is all on the PlayStation 4, and all using everything that is available right now as of March 14th, I believe, or 15th. It's everything that you need to do this is in the box, which is really impressive. Actually, the only piece of third-party tech that I'm using right now is my mic. This is a USB mic. It's a blue Snowball Ice. I love it. But honestly, you could use the built-in, you know, earpiece mic. It would work just as well. The audio quality might not be as good, but it would work. You wouldn't have to purchase anything else. And even despite the limitations of this, which I'll get to in a minute, that's really in line with the spirit of what was really promised to us, what they described at E3. This is true democratization of being able to YouTube, being able to put yourself out there to stream, to, in this case, broadcast. And quite frankly, I find that really exciting. You know, this isn't a professional channel. This isn't monetized, nor do I have any plans to monetize it. It's not affiliated with Sony, it's not affiliated with anybody. This is really just me playing around because, honestly, I wanted a break from Call of Duty. And to have the ability to just do this at a whim is really awesome. I mean, I'm making this. This is kind of cool, but imagine if you really put this in the hands of someone who was really creative and really devoted in actually starting off as, you know, with this as a hobby. Or maybe they hadn't even made up their mind they wanted to do this as a hobby, maybe just playing around. But I mean, how do you think people like PewDiePie got their start? You know, the fact that this is available to literally anyone who purchases a PlayStation 4 right out the bat is really awesome. It's really there's a lot of possibilities, there's a lot of potential, and I'm really looking forward to what people put out, what people produce with this. Now, there are some limitations. Let's be realistic. This is not professional grade video capturing and editing software. I mean, this is actually more limited than YouTube's own built-in browser-based video editing tech. You know, you can't add, I think you can, well, maybe you can add text in this, but it wasn't really straightforward, or it wasn't obvious to me that you could. You can't add hyperlinks. This is probably the most noticeable thing you're noticing, is that this isn't capturing at 1080p 60 FPS. I think it's 60 FPS. I'm not doing anything to count the frames, but God, this is not 1080p. I would wager this really isn't even 720p. This looks to me more like, you know, maybe 480p? Or maybe it is 1080p, but just highly compressed. Maybe it'll look different when I put it up on YouTube because this is just running on my PlayStation with a bunch of other things running. But, you know, there's that limiting factor, and that's actually really big because that's 1080p, 60 FPS is the standard for professional YouTubing nowadays, at least in terms of video game capture. Video game style, gameplay capture, I should say. So, you're not getting that. There's other issues, trimming this commentary. This is about the third time I've started recording it. Trimming it is not easy, and the software is far from perfected. It's still buggy. It's crashed on me. This is my third time because I've lost. I've actually lost my my tech twice now. Not my tech. I'm sorry, but my commentary. So the tech is still evolving, it's still being developed, but honestly, this is a great start, and I'm really looking forward to what they do in the future. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. This is Nanja121, signing